What is up, everybody? Let's get right into this video. So we are going to be showing you guys how to change your RPC settings. So Richard Hart tweeted, and I will leave all of these links in the description, especially this one, before I forget. This is how to change your RPC from Infura, and I'm putting it in the description below, but I'll walk it through for you guys as well. So yeah, it's in the description now for you guys. So Ethereum, this is no good. The only way to protect user data is to never have it. So obviously this is just in case it does get leaked somehow. A database of IP to ETH addresses is unacceptable. Change your RPC in Metamask to avoid this trash. Avoid the million scam bots and imposters that will post on this thread. So information collected by Infura when you use Infura as a default RPC provider to Metamask. Metamask and Infura are both products offered by the company consensus, right? And Infura is a default remote procedure called the RPC provided in Metamask. When you use Infura as your default RPC provider in Metamask, Infura will connect your IP address and your Ethereum wallet address when you send transactions. However, if you're using your own node or third-party RPC provider with Metamask, then neither Infura nor Metamask will collect your IP or Ethereum wallet address. But you should be aware of your information will be subject to whatever information collection performed by RPC providers if you are using their terms regarding such collection. So if we go to chainlist.org and we click on the Ethereum mainnet one, there's a few ones here that you can use. Obviously check the score, which one is the best. Now Alchemy is a one that is a developers that also provide a faucet for the test nets. So I think I'll be using them. Let's just quickly go over the thread to see what people suggest, but I've already changed one on one of my accounts already. Yeah, so he's also using Alchemy, and this is Power City. I prefer using Alchemy as well. I've used, but all of these on Chainlist obviously are going to be safe, right? It won't be on chainlist.org if it's not safe at all. So let's look for the Alchemy one, and we will just post it in. Alchemy v2, it's this one over there. Copy the URL. So you're going to go in your MetaMask, and you're going to select the networks up here. You're going to add a network, and you're going to add a network manually. So the network name is Ethereum mainnet. The top one you can call pretty much anything, right? I'll call it Alchemy. This is where you're going to paste the RPC address that you previously used. The chain ID is 1 for Ethereum. You will see this chain ID is currently used by the mainnet network. That is right. The symbol is ETH, and we all know what the block explorer is. That is etherscan.net, right? So let me just pull it up for you. Etherscan.net, excuse me, etherscan.io. You'll just copy this address and we will paste it in there. And when you save it, there you go. You can see it's the Ethereum address, and as easy as that, you can see Ethereum mainnet Alchemy was successfully added. Now you have your mainnet up here. Let me just show you guys what the mainnet looks like. So this is what the mainnet looks like. Ethereum mainnet, you got mainnet.infura.io v3, chain ID 1, ETH, Etherscan. So we're swapping from that. We don't want them to track our IP addresses, and there we go. This is what it should look like. Ethereum mainnet Alchemy. there is the RPC address. Once again, you can get this on chainlist.org. You can see it over here. There it is. You just copy it. It keeps moving because the latency changes. So just make sure you copy the right one. Either way, all of these are fine. It won't be on Chainlist if it's not fine. And just like that, you have added and changed your RPC. Very simple, safe, and secure. Nothing to worry about. Just for in case that they might leak your IP address, because if a company is collecting it, if they have it, there's a nice honeypot for hackers to steal. And if they've got your IP address and they have your account, they pretty much know who you are and your whole Ethereum address. Like, we're in cryptocurrency for privacy, and unfortunately that's pretty bad that they're tracking our IP addresses. Let's get to your questions. I'm sure there are a few. Jaggy, what's up? Tintop, what's up, Hexicans? Will this affect transaction times or GUI? No, not at all. It won't affect any of the underlying technicals at all. You're just pointing it to another node. Yeah, so any other questions? While the questions are out, we can cover some of the prices and see what's up with the market. So the Federal Reserve was a bit dovish yesterday, and maybe I can pull up the Fed minutes for you guys. So there was a meeting yesterday. All participants agreed that a 75 basis point increase was necessary and the next step forward, making monetary policy sufficiently restrictive. FOMC minutes, a substantial majority of the Fed officials see a rate hikes slowing sooner. So I've been telling you guys that the next rate hike might not be 75 basis points, but they will start slowing down at 50. So this is not maybe it's a soft pivot, but it will be slowing down pretty soon. The next market rate hike will be in December sometimes. Powell's mission to kill the Fed put is increasingly uphill. The ranks of the closest lieutenant is dwindling by the sounds of the minutes. The doves are galvanizing around their goal to ensure today's Fed is no different than yesterday's. As they were very slow to rate hikes and get inflation under control, I'll be pretty sure that they'll be very laggy this time as well, and they've probably had it gone a little bit too far already. We can already see the massive layoffs that is happening. UFO to go, what's up? Archie, yes, this is very important information. I'm late, we'll have to rewind. Yes, do check it out. I'll leave this up, obviously, so people can check it out. Good info, brother. More people need to learn this. Absolutely. There is I posted the thread in the Twitter thread down below, so you can check it out if you want to do it with the instructions up. Take it slow, do it slowly. I don't think anything major can happen. You won't lose your coins or get hacked or anything like that, as long as you just get one of these. Yeah, choose one of these that have a green score, which is pretty fast, right? So we have the Fed speaking a little bit more dovish, so expect them to start slowing on their rates or slowing down totally, right? So then next year we might get a 25% basis point, and then the rate after that they can start reducing the rate hikes, right? So we can see the overall crypto market reacting, and all of the whole market will react positively to that news. We can see Bitcoin getting a bid, although it's a little bit toppy up here. Hex, I mean, all of these indicators are pretty oversold. The RSI hasn't come down oversold yet. We need this to come below the 30 level. It's currently sitting at 35. That with all of these other indicators at the bottom is generally a very good buy indicator. And I've covered it previously. When all three is at the top of their range and the price is at the top, that generally indicates a top. At the bottom, you can see all of them at the bottom here. This created this nice doji candle and off we went for a nice run. This is also the trade location. You can see how beautifully it came into the 61.8 and popped off. Let's look at Hedron quickly. Now, this is not an endorsement for you to go buy that. I rather stake my Hex and earn Hedron for free. This was pretty oversold on the indicators, and we will look at that when this comes up. Now, this was the video I made earlier. We'll just use the stock exchange. Has it opened yet? Yes, it has. Let's use another chart. So we can see yesterday when the Fed minutes came out, it rallied up nicely. And this is why the rest of the crypto market is also kind of catching a bit right now. Let's pull up the RSI for this, the stochastic. We can actually see that Hedron came down right into the oversold areas below. So it was at 28 and 30 being the oversold areas. We can see the stochastic down here as well, and the MFI. These are all, now the MFI wasn't this low. Let's change it to the 12. It wasn't that low, but the other indicators were shouting a buy down here. And now we have a nice rally. That's like a 10% move or something. Let's just measure that out. Almost a 20% move on Hedron. And once again, this is the golden zone, the accumulation zone. So this is where the bulls are interested, right? We might get a little W as long as we get these higher lows and we get a break of this higher level. It's a go. Let's see what ICOSA is doing. This was also very oversold on the indicators. We can see the RSI is down below. The stochastic RSI is in its lower range, and the MFI, although it wasn't down here, it was down here a while ago on the 9th, like or the 7th already. And this is a bullish divergence down here because the price is going down, yet the indicator is going higher. So this was a nice buy signal for ICOSA up there. Let's see how high we went up. – 11% move on ICOSA. Nothing much. Let's look at what Ethereum is doing. So Ethereum also had a nice bid. This is the daily candles when the Fed announcement came out. Yeah, so just to recap that for you guys, they want to start tracking the IP addresses through Infura. Infura is made by Consensus. Now they're pretty much captured. BlackRock and JP Morgan own large percentages or large they do own or is invested in Consensus. Now Consensus are the programmers that made Metamask, right? So they're pretty much part of the control structure. So that is why Richard Hart needs to create a wallet, right? But it's not really the most important thing currently, but eventually we will need to shift away from it entirely. There are different wallets. You can use Trust Wallet. Yeah, I don't recommend any others than those. And I have not used Trust Wallet myself yet, but it seems pretty good thus far. Aurochs has a wallet. I've recently downloaded it, but I haven't really used it. It looks beautiful, but I won't suggest it yet. So once again, you're just going to copy your URL here. You're going to add a network, add it manually, The name does not matter, but it needs to be simple so you know what it is. So we call it Ethereum mainnet alternative, or any name that you want. Right, paste the RPC that you've copied back here. The chain ID is 1. This URL is currently used by Ethereum mainnet network. It's just reminding me that I've already stored this one, so you won't get that error message. The chain ID is 1 because this is the mainnet. The chain ID is currently used by the mainnet. The symbol you're going to put in as ETH, so this is the currency you're using, and the block explorer once again. Be sure it's on the main page, etherscan.io. You'll just print that and paste it in there and press save, right? Mine won't save because I've already imported this RPC down here. And then you can change it back to Infura up here, and then back to your alternative that you've just selected, and you can see how it changes. ETH mainnet, Alchemy, and Ethereum mainnet, you can see Infura is the default, right? So make sure to be on the alternative or the Alchemy in my case, right? Is there any other coins that you guys want me to take a look at while you have me live? Interestingly enough, the dollar, although it has shown some strength, it collapsed after the yesterday we had this massive candle with a nice little gap, because this is all related to the Fed minutes, right? As soon as the Fed said they're a little bit more dovish. Now dovish is the opposite of hawkish. Hawkish is bearish for the market, dovish is bullish for the market, right? So we want the dollar index to continue collapsing, and it is important that we break below these important levels back here, especially 104. Many people are saying that this is just a nice retracement because this has been pretty unsustainable, this massive move. So a small retracement like this is fine for a continuation to the upside, but this is starting to look like it might collapse. Although this is still bullish, because this is a higher low technically. So if we can just close below this swing or this lower low down here, what was this level down here? 105.34. Then you will see a continuation in the risk assets to the upside, because as large hedge funds and managers of lots of money see the dollar value going down, they will start looking for assets that have been oversold. Like, they want to preserve their value. And we can look at the euro versus the dollar. This is probably more valid because the dollar is a basket of many different currencies, as you actually can't trade the dollar itself. Now we haven't broken the highs yet. We still need the dollar to continuing weakening. This is a double top, which is bearish as it stands right now, and that is a bearish candle. This is called a dragonfly doji, which is a reversal, but there's still 11 hours left for this to close. We should actually change our time zone to New York. This is also a good tip for you guys to use. This is when the markets open and close, and this is probably more valid than any other time zone. The ES1, this is the God market, the Great Casino. This is the S&P, right? This is pretty bullish, right? To the upside. We are now getting into what is called the short location. This is area between the 61.8, the golden ratio, right, and the 78.6 level. If we can break above this little wick up here, we can see the rest of the market continue to rally, right? I just quickly want to see, yeah, the market is open. All's well, market is open, right? So it started trading. We can go to the 4 hourly to see, yeah, still pretty bullish. So we want this to break above here for the rest of the market to follow. The Dow Jones Industrial, very bullish. We are breaking out, making higher highs and lower lows, or higher lows, excuse me. This is the Nasdaq, your tech stocks. The last few days has been nice and bullish. We are again above the breakout level, which is good to see. So this measured move is still in play. That will take you all the way up to 12,000. The VIX, the volatility all the way down. Oh my goodness. So we want this to break above 45 for a bottom to be in the market, because most of this just measures volatility, a lot of trading happening, right? So this tends to blast through the 45 level to create bottoms, right? Hans the Savior, Hex W and Hedron W, thanks Unschool, we'll take a look at that. My post keeps disappearing from chat. I think I may have connection issues. Be right back. Well, that message came through Tintop, so post it again. The total market cap 3 is all of the crypto coins, excluding Bitcoin and all of the stable coins. This has made a new low, which isn't the best to see, right? Let's look at the total market cap of everything combined. We have this little measured move to the bottom. Although we've broken out of this pattern, we might come up and retest the top, or this could be a fake out, right? This can always just come up back into the range and claim the top, and off we go. The market likes to do these, especially at the bottom of the market, to get the bears excited and then wreck them. To go back to the VIX, this is where the markets tend to turn around at these bottom levels. So today might be the last day for the stock market to rally before it breaks out. Let's just pull up this downtrend, because we've been in this significant downtrend for a while. We need to break this little box here, and this is important for the rest of the market. We need to break above here and create market structure this side, instead of getting rejected up here, and then it's going to make a new low. But although it's overextended here, it can come up here and make a higher low in the shorter or the medium term, right? This would be important for us to make a higher low. Otherwise, the top or the bottom is not yet in, right? And this might just come back into a reload zone, the golden ratio. That is what we want to see. And this is valid for the whole market, because the largest casino that there is the S&P, and we need it to hold here. Let's take a look at, this is Hex on Ethereum proof of work. Was this a low? So this low has been defended. We'll just remove everything before we start drawing on it. This is good that we're defending this low here. We want to see continued higher lows until we eventually break this level at 3,000. The RSI, it can come a lot lower, although I like to pull divergences off the candlesticks, but this is bullish divergence if you're using the wicks as well. And what that means is that the indicators, the price is going higher, yet the indicators are going lower. So this is called hidden bullish divergence, which is a very powerful divergence, and you can get upside, a nice bounce from here. And we're already seeing the starting phases of this nice bounce. So we want this to come up here, maybe reclaim it and then head off. This is good market structure. but unfortunately it does look like the RSI has a little bit more room to the downside. It's currently sitting at 39, where we want it to come down here for it to be a good buy, right? Let's look at the stochastic. This is the stochastic. So the stochastic was in the zone, and let's pull up the MFI and change it to 12. So these other two indicators was nice and low, although the RSI can come a little bit lower for an exceptionally good buy. But so far so good. We're probably just going to continue seeing higher lows down here. But as soon as Bitcoin dumps, everything will follow, right? Let's look at Hedron on ETH doubly for you. Let's go into the daily. We can remove the volume. Volume is important, right? But I like to look at pretty much the same story as Hex, right? We have, is this 39 and 40? Okay, so no divergences here. Although Hedron has a little bit more room to go down because the stochastic is higher than it was with Hex. The RSI is pretty much in the middle of its range. Let's look at the MFI, the money flow index. So Hedron, not as good a buy as Hex, the MFI coming down very, very quickly. But we want all three of these indicators to be at the bottom for it to be a buy. Yeah, so that is that. We've looked at ICOSA. Let's look at ICOSA versus Hex quickly to see if there's been a change. So we're still sitting at 26. Which means that ICOSA is still undervalued versus Hex compared to the range where it chilled in previously. It used to trade at around the 30 Hex per ICOSA. It's currently undervalued. For the health of the ecosystem, you want this to come up here and trade back. It doesn't have to, because there's so much more Hedron that is in circulation again. So although, let's look at the RSI and the stochastic. It's got a little bit more room to go down. The RSI is very oversold. Not the most perfect buy, but definitely undervalued versus where Hex, compared to Hex from the past. Yeah, the MFI is also very low. We don't really have to change it to the 12 to even see the effects that it had. Yeah, so the RSI, it needed to come down a little bit more to give you an excellent buy. Alright, catching up live, talking about wallets earlier. I got the Aurochs wallet also. It's nice, but my usual alternative wallet is Atomic Wallet. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if they are pointing to Infura. It could be that they as well are pointing to Infura. And I've looked at the Aurochs wallet and I tried to swap to a different network and I couldn't seem to find it. So I'm not sure if it's implemented in the wallet just yet. Unfortunately, Metamask just has all of that there and we've all used it, so we know where everything is at. But yeah, that could be a suggestion for the guys at Aurochs. Lastly, how's your favorite sushi shop doing, Hans? Great TA as usual. Let's look at it, because I know the decentralized exchanges have been holding up very, very well during this time, right? As I mean, pretty much you could see it hasn't even made a new low during the FTX, so it's holding beautifully. In fact, let's just remove one of these, and it's found support on its RSI, although the stochastic RSI is coming down, but this can just be consolidation. The MFI is pretty high as well. I want to pull up the cipher to see if on the weekly it might have printed a sell. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Okay, so it did print a sell up here last week. But as long as this low is defended, my opinion hasn't changed as of yet. This is probably now inside of the reload zone, yeah. So you can see how beautifully it's found support on the golden ratio, or it's acting as resistance currently. Yeah, so this is where you should be interested, right? Hopefully these lows hold. Yeah, and even if we look at Uniswap, you can see how well this has held up as well. Look how beautifully Uniswap has held up. The next cycle is going to be all about DeFi. I'm pretty sure about this now, because with the FTX scandal, people are actually now taking custody of their own coins. And remember, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto, right? This is also probably in the reload zone. So if this was the bottom for BTC, this is a golden opportunity down here. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to buy. This is the little lady or granny style of investing that I specialized or used to specialize in, right? I'm just reading the chart as it is. And then also DYDX is also a centralized exchange, and you can just see this beautiful W up here, hey? This is what we call a beautiful market structure, as these lows have been defended all throughout. What other decentralized exchanges are there? PancakeSwap, which trades on, yeah, all of them have not lost their bottoms. And yeah, now I'm looking at all different shitcoinery right now, but either way, this is just trying to prove a point that these decentralized exchanges are the future. Get your coins off exchanges and trade on decentralized exchanges. Change your RPC settings in your Metamask to away from Infura. Any one of these are good to use. So as long as you're not exposing your IP address and your Ethereum wallet to the system, right? Otherwise, they know exactly who you are and where you are and how much you own. Hopefully it doesn't get leaked, all of this information, but if they're databasing this information, it's going to get leaked. It's just a matter of time. With that being said, this has been half an hour. Thank you for watching. Remember, always play from a position of strength. Don't get wrecked. Don't leverage trade. Take custody of your own coins. Please subscribe if you like these kinds of videos. Like the video. And then as well, check the link in the description. Get your Ledger wallet so you have a two-factor authenticator for your wallets, and you can connect your Metamask straight to your hardware wallet over here just by clicking the button up here, right? Okay, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Cheers and bye.